Sam, my man, how's it going?
Not bad, brother. How are you?
Only the best, lad. Only the best. You know, this call is essentially just me getting a good understanding of where you're at, maybe what you've tried before in the past, and where you're actually looking to get to. I want to be able to help you at the end of this call, but if I'm, unable to help you, I'm just going to give you the best sort of advice that I have for you right now, so that you can push forward. How does that sound to you?
Yeah, brother, that sounds great. That sounds great.
Awesome. Because I was reading over your application there, Sam. Obviously you've been a barber for the last 3 years. You said in your application that you haven't really been enjoying it, that you haven't been liking it, that you want out of it essentially. So, I mean, break that down for me. Where's that feeling come from?
Yeah, brother, it's kind of just like, the long hours and stuff that I'm working, mate. I'm working, 12-hour shifts through the week. And,
Hmm.
it's kind of just not giving me any time at all to myself or with my family. And it's just kind of draining, brother.
Draining and like, is that draining because of the amount of hours that you're working? Is that right?
Yeah, brother, really, really is the hours, man. It takes a toll on me. You know,
Mm,
I don't even know how many hours I'm doing, to be fair. I lose count.
really? So
Yeah, bro.
like 12 hours, was that like Monday to Friday then? And then like what's the weekends look like or what's the story there?
Yeah, bro. So Monday to Friday, I've got the 12-hour shifts, and then sometimes I'm usually in on a Saturday as well, but that's like a half day. Sort of finish about 2 o'clock, and then
Hmm.
my Sundays, I do have my Sundays off, but it's just not enough time. To be fair, I don't feel.
Like whenever you say, not enough time for what exactly? What do you feel like you're missing out on because of these long hours?
Just my family, bro, really is the main thing. I've got two kids
Hmm.
that are quite young and growing up. I've got the missus there as well, who's having to deal with them all the time. And I just feel like I'm losing out on a lot of time with them. Really?
Right. Okay, so this job is actually taking away time from like the people that are important to you then, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yeah, brother. Yeah.
Damn man. And like whenever you said, you're missing out on time with them, like what exactly is it that you're missing out on, man?
Yeah, so I never really get to see them much through the week. Never get to really my kids I'm talking about. I never really get to
Hmm.
see them because they're only young. One's 6 and one's 8 now, and
Right?
when I get home from work, they're just pretty much going to bed, and I never get the chance to have that quality time with them. And then when they go out and stuff like that, it's always my missus taking them out, to you know like the soft play or something like that, or taking them bowling, stuff that they enjoy, and I'm never there to get to see them. So it's quite having a big impact on me, bro.
Fuck man, saying there is quite having quite a big impact on you, missing out on this quality time. This quality time that you're talking about, like lifting them from school, taking them to play bowling, taking them to the soft play. I mean, whenever you say you're missing out on that, like, do you actually know how it feels like to be present for those things? Like, are you missing out on things that you've previously been able to do with the kids?
Well, at the start, when they were, just growing up, like firstborns and stuff, I did get manage to get a bit of time off of work.
Hmm.
And that time for me was really special, because I was able to be present with them and
Hmm.
see them day to day, and that was a really good feeling, being there for my kids. But now I'm back in the fucking 12-hour shifts, fucking long, long weeks, and that's sort of stripped it all away from me again. And it's just, it's really playing on me just now, man. I'm needing to get out of it.
And like this all being stripped away from you, being able to take your kids and do these things, now that your missus has that responsibility. I mean, how is that sort of impacting your position as a father then to them?
Yeah, bro. Fuck. I feel like I feel like I'm not really the father that I want to be to them, um, because I'm not there all the time. I feel like I do miss out on a lot, and I feel like a lot of the responsibility does go on to my missus,
Hmm.
which has a lot on her. They're only young kids, and you know, they can be a handful at times. But
Hmm.
yeah, it's just really, I'm just really missing them. Like, I'm needing to, I need to try and, you know, work something out. So maybe I'm not in work as much, but at the same time, I've got to provide for the family. So it's quite hard, bro.
Yeah, man, that's completely understandable, having to work those long hours so that you can make the money and provide for them. But, you said there that you're not quite being the father that you want to be for them. I mean, is it only you that feels this way, or does your missus and your kids also feel like that, man?
Well, the missus, she's definitely said to me before about the long days and stuff, and
Hmm.
she said that, you know, it is quite a lot for her as well. And, you know, I'm like that to her, like, you know, I do really want to be there, but at the same time, I've got to be the one that brings in, you know, the income.
Yeah.
Um, for the kids, they've not really said too much of me. The older one has, I the older one's actually started saying a few things like, you know, when's dad coming home, and like, you know, when do we get to see dad, sort of stuff. So yeah, I feel like they're sort of catching on now, and I kind of want to, you know, try and change something just now before it gets too late, and you know, before I miss out on too much with them, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. Because like at the end of the day, they're not gonna get any younger, right? Like as you said, you don't want to keep missing out. Because like, you're saying there that this whole situation of you working all these hours, so it's not only sort of impacting the relationship with your kids then, is it also having a relationship with your missus too? Is that right?
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely affected that as well because, you know, I don't know, maybe sometimes I feel like sometimes she feels that, you know, she's got all that responsibility and I'm not really putting in enough, but at the same
Mm,
time, I'm the one that, you know, has got to go and do the work and, you know, bring that income in. And it's like I don't really know how to like juggle it, you know, if you know what I mean, like juggle between the
yeah.
two. It's quite hard for me.
Mm. And like, how does it sit with you right now then, Sam, that essentially the hours that you're putting in at work are actually sort of like the prime reason behind why your relationship with your missus is being affected?
Yeah, bro, it's quite shit to be fair. You know, because obviously that's my only source of income that I've got really, and I feel like I kind of need to do it.
Mm.
Uh, but at the same time, it's having that impact on my relationship. So it's not a good feeling at all, man. If I'm honest.
And if you're saying that this is how it feels for you, then Sam, how do you think it feels for your missus, to actually take on all of that responsibility, sort of have the role as the mum and partially as the dad for the kids?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot for her. You know, as I said before, that she said to me like, you know, this is a lot of work for her and stuff like that. And
Mm,
I said to her that I'm gonna try and, you know, cut down on the work and stuff, but it's just never really happened, man. I've just been, you know, in this job for so long now. I just feel kind of stuck in a way, like that I've got to do it so I can.
yeah. Mm. So yeah, obviously it's this whole job, the situation with you working these long hours, it's taken an impact, a massive impact on your relationships, right? With your missus and with your kids. I mean, touching back to the kids, and you told me that you know how it feels like to be present in those scenarios, whenever you are picking them up from school, whenever you are taking them to soft play or to bowling. So, I mean, right now, then, how is it sort of sitting with you that you are missing out on those things then that are so important to you?
Yeah, it doesn't sit too well to be fair, brother. Like, you know, my
Mm,
family's everything at the end of the day, and the fact that, you know, I'm getting took away from that quite regularly.
yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good, bro. And yeah, I know something's got to change before it gets too much type of thing. And then,
Hmm.
well, essentially the worst happens. I don't know. I've had a few thoughts before, but I'm trying not to think too bad on it.
Do you mind sharing those thoughts with me, bro?
Yeah, well, I've just been thinking like obviously because I'm not there and stuff like that, then I don't really want the missus to feel like, I'm not trying my best because I am at the end of the day and
Yeah.
doing all this work and stuff. And, I guess I've just got that fear of like, my missus maybe packing up her bags one day and being like, I can't do this if you're not going to be around and, maybe take the kids with
Mm.
her. I don't know, man. I just don't want to lose them.
I'm guessing your missus is pretty special.
Yeah, 100%, man. She's everything to me, bro.
So, I mean, if that was to happen, if that worst case scenario was to happen, primarily to the fact that those long hours are causing conflict in your relationship, how would that feel like for you then, man? If that was to happen?
Yeah, fuck, bro. I don't know what I imagine, man. It would be absolutely terrible, I think, man.
Mm,
The fact that my job's got to, pull away the most important things in my life. Um, yeah, it just wouldn't be great, man. It would be fucking shite.
mm. Because, like, as well as that, obviously, that's a massive thing, essentially that relationship coming to an end. But you touched on earlier as well that your kids are sort of starting to question, the older child, the 8-year-old, is starting to question, why is dad not here? Right? Like, how do you think all of this is sitting with them that you're not there for like the sort of making memories aspect of their childhood, even those small things like going to bowling or like going to the soft play. Break it down for me, man.
Yeah, man. Well, I don't know so much about the younger one. I still feel like she's, growing up and still trying to, figure it out. But it can't look, like, I guess it can't look too good when, your dad's not there all the time, I guess she must be wondering, like, where I am and stuff at times. And with the older one saying those sort of things, it really does hit you hard, like, and it makes it sort of a reality where, you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
She's only 8 years old, and that's how she sees it. Like that's not really the picture I want to be painting for her.
Mm, mm. In terms of painting the picture, man, I mean, let's paint the picture right here. I mean, imagine your two kids with your missus, them taking the missus taking the kids out for a game of bowling, right? Say one of your daughters. Do you mind dropping me a name?
Anna.
Right. Say Anna, right? Steps up, takes the bowling ball, fires it down the alley, gets a strike, right? Starts celebrating with her other sister, with her mum. Yeah, you're not there. You're stuck in work, chopping people's hair. Well, she's celebrating the fact that, yes, it's not a massive achievement, but for her, getting a strike as a 6-year-old, that's huge. I mean, how does that sit with you that you're not there to witness those things, those memories being made?
Yeah, fuck, bro. When you put it like that, it's fucking shit. It's really bad. Like the fact that they they're achieving stuff like that, and I'm not there to be able to see it. It definitely does have an impact on me, bro.
Mm, mm. Because, like, Sam, right? Obviously, you told me that you don't see yourself, sticking this job out. Based on your application, I already sort of gathered that. But now that I understand, man, like that's insane, what you're sort of been putting yourself through by working these long hours. Tell me, bro, like obviously you've been working this job as a barber for the last 5 years. When did you actually realize that this wasn't sort of sustainable long term? How long ago was that?
Um, I would say probably in my 3 years of doing it, I feel like I've probably been feeling like that for like I'd say maybe a year and a bit.
Mm, a year, man. I mean, was there anything specific that happened that year ago, or like was it just the problems had continued to build up over time and just get worse and worse?
Yeah, I would say it wasn't really one moment. That to be fair, when I heard that, my daughter had been asking like where I was and stuff like that. That's
Hmm.
sort of really when it did hit me. But yeah, all just been going on with like all the problems and long days and stuff. That's what's been playing on it as well.
So I guess Sam, then, if it's already been building up to this point where you don't see yourself in the job, where you realized how this is all affecting you, let's say we continue to let these problems build up, say for another year, another 2 years. What do you feel like that's going to look like then if we continue to skip all these important events?
Yeah, that's just not going to be good, bro. Definitely know that my wife won't be too happy with it. And definitely with the kids getting older, they'll definitely start to realise, more that I'm not present. So yeah, it just wouldn't be good, bro. It'd be a bad situation to be in.
Mm. You saying that like the kids aren't getting older, so do you feel like now it would be the right time to actually, you know, essentially think about maybe changing that?
Yeah, brother, for sure, man. It's definitely been something I've been thinking about for a while. I've definitely got to change it.
You're saying that you've got to change it, but I mean, I'm not forcing you. Nobody here is forcing you. Why do you feel like you need to change that? Why not just stick it out for another year, another 2 years, just see how it goes, see how it pans out.
Really, bro, it's just like my it's just the relationships, really. I don't want to destroy my relationships too much.
Hmm.
And I want to start building those relationships back up to the point that I know that I'm at my best and all that.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's just really I need to change it now, like before it gets too bad.
yeah, man. I mean, I'm here to help you do that, right? Like in terms of changing then, over that last year where you sort of realized that the problems are building up, that something needs to change, right? Have you actually tried anything to actually make that change? Get that time back with your kids, your missus?
Um, I've not really, no, bro. I've not really tried anything other outside of my work, if I'm honest.
All right, and like tell me something. I mean, I mean, years a pretty long time. What do you feel like's been stopping you from actually making that change?
It's just really, I just feel like I don't really have the time, bro. Like with these long days and stuff, like I'm getting home and I'm quite knackered and stuff from work, and
Mm,
it's just like spend some time with the missus, prepare for the next day of work, and then
hmm.
really go to my bed. That it just feels like I'm in a constant cycle with that.
Yeah. I mean, I completely get it, man. You're a busy man, lot going on, owning your own barber business, long days. I completely understand. But you told me like that you get that Sunday off, right? And like that half day Saturday. So what is it that you're actually doing with your free time then, as opposed to the time that you're in work?
Well, I definitely try and spend as much time as I can with the kids.
Hmm.
Because I don't get too much to see them, I try to get them out and, be that father figure for them. Uh,
Hmm.
so I do feel like they take up a lot of my time in my spare time, but that's not a bad thing, I don't feel. But yeah, apart from that, it's just kind of like, spending time with the missus, cooking the dinners and yeah, just maybe chilling out as well.
Mm. Like, in terms of like chilling out, like what do you mean chilling out? Do you get any time to yourself at all? Maybe even step away from the kids and the missus or from your work to just completely reset?
Yeah, definitely get some time to myself, I try to get to the gym as well,
Hmm.
a few times a week, and that's quite a good way to disconnect from everything. And then sometimes I'll go out walks myself and stuff just to kind of really de-stress and stuff like that. Uh,
Right.
yeah, I do get a bit of time with myself.
So right now then, Sam, in terms of what you're saying, that you felt like you didn't really have the time to actually, make a change, right? Is it that you didn't have the time, or were you just kind of using your time doing other things? Like, for example, going on walks, having that time to reset.
Yeah, when you put it like that, I guess, yeah, I've just been doing it on other things. I've just been using my.
Mm. Okay, well, so like, see all those problems that we sort of talked about at the start of the call, in terms of you sort of feeling like you're affecting your relationship with your missus, with your kids, all those things that have been really building up, right, over that last year. Where does solving those problems lie on your list of priorities right now? One being they don't matter at all, and 10 being they matter and they need to actually be fixed right now.
I'd probably put it top of the list, bro. I'd say 10.
Or even like an 11.
Yeah, I would say 11 if that was an option.
All right, well. Do you mind if I share a quick perspective with you, son?
Yeah, for sure, man.
All right. So like so picture this, right? Say for example, your doctor calls you up, right? Tells you, Sam, Anna is in hospital here. You know, you need to come down here, something seriously wrong. Would you tell the doctor, or sorry, let me rephrase. Would you go to the doctor straight away, or would you tell the doctor, sorry, man, I can't make it right now because, I'm walking, I'm taking my time to myself right now to reset.
Oh yeah, I would definitely be there straight away. Like,
And why would you be there straight away then, as opposed to just sort of not showing up?
yeah, because it's my daughter, bro. I've got to be there. I've got to be there for her. And if it's very serious, then yeah, I'm definitely got to be there, no matter what I'm doing.
And would that be because her health's important?
Yeah, yeah, it's because of how important she is to me.
Okay, man. So like if you're saying that, her health is so important, right? And tell me, man, like, why does getting that time back with her and actually rebuilding that relationship that you feel like you've sort of affected, why does that not lie at the same sort of importance as her health then?
Yeah, fuck, bro. When you put it like that, that's definitely an eye opener. Like, you know, it's definitely something I need to start doing and prioritizing for sure.
Mm. So if you feel like, it's not really the time then that's been the issue, what do you feel like's been holding you back from actually looking into something and making a change to solve the problems that you're dealing with?
Um, I would say, I would say, I think I've got a bit of a fear of, failing and failing in something. I don't think I have that much belief in myself. I don't think to
Mm.
go out and do something like that.
What do you mean, like the fear of failing? Can you mind breaking that down for me? What does failure actually look like to you?
Yeah, so like, just like, spending my time doing something for so long and then, it ends up coming to nothing. And then it turns out that I've wasted my time
Mm.
when I could have been like, maybe with the kids or something like that. I
Yeah.
guess I'm just scared for that to happen.
So what sort of failure looks like to you then is actually sort of putting your time into something that won't work and will essentially make you waste your time. Is that sort of what you're getting at?
Yeah, yeah.
Like in terms of failing, like what you're saying, what failure looks like for you. I mean, would it be safe to say that you've already sort of wasted a year of time already?
Yeah, bro, you could say that. I have definitely probably wasted a good year.
Mm. And like in terms of where that actual fear, you know, where do you feel like that fear actually stems from? I mean, has anything happened in the past for you to sort of have that belief built up, or?
Um,
Hmm.
maybe maybe from school, it's a long time ago, don't get me wrong, but
Hmm.
I feel like sometimes in school I kind of, was maybe the one to put my hand up or something like that and, felt really confident about an answer I was going to say, and then it would turn out that it was just completely the wrong answer and, kind of made myself look a bit of an idiot. So
Mm.
I feel like maybe that's kind of where it comes from. And because, after that, I'd done it a few times and, you get all the other class,
Hmm.
people in the class laughing at you and stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, I feel like that kind of took a toll on me a wee bit from my school days.
So do you feel like from your school days then that sort of that belief has built up from there and it's affecting you now? Is that sort of what you're getting at?
Yeah, I would probably say so. Like, and then before I got into the barbering, I was doing some college work and for like
Hmm.
to become a tradie, and yeah, I just didn't really last in that because I just couldn't grasp the work, and
Yeah.
you know, and then I just ended up giving up on it, and yeah, I feel like that's probably impacted me a bit as well.
Right. Right. Okay. So yeah, so basically your past experiences sort of affected your decision making now, is that right?
Yeah, yeah, I would say so, bro.
Mm. Okay, Sam. I mean, I get that, past experiences, they can contribute to sort of how you make decisions now, right? Sam, do you mind if I ask you a quick question? I mean, you told me you go to the gym, right?
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
All right. So say for example, right, whenever you step into the gym for the first time, and I'm standing there at the door, waving, and I'm saying, "Here, Sam, here's a PT, here's a diet plan," right? Do you feel like that's going to be enough for you not to fail in the gym and get shredded, see results? Or does it all come down to you actually showing up to the gym every day and putting in the work so that you don't fail?
Yeah, it would come down to me, putting in the work and, showing up. Yeah.
Mm. So, I mean, in terms of the gym, then, do you feel like you can overcome failing by actually, putting dedication in, showing up every day? Is that right?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, you're telling me for sure, but I mean, break it down for me. Why do you feel like that's the case?
Because I feel like if I'm showing up every day and stuff and, putting in the work and,
Hmm.
following like a plan and stuff, then I feel like it would be hard for me not to achieve anything with it, to be fair.
Yeah,
Because, consistency and stuff all comes down to that. And
yeah.
yeah, I feel like I would only get better in that sense.
So with the gym, then, in order to not fail and see results, you're saying that it all comes down to you, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
if that's the case with the gym, then, Sam, right? You know, it's guarantee yourself that you don't fail. If we tied that back to this, then, what's actually been holding you back, that fear of failure? How do you feel like you could overcome the fear of failure that you have right now, based on what you just told me about the gym?
Yeah, I guess that, I could just go ahead and try something new and, put the work in and yeah, just sort of have that belief in myself.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, absolutely. What you're saying is completely right. If you do have that belief, I mean, and you do show up consistently, I mean, obviously you're not going to get shredded in the online space, but do you feel like you could see results?
Yeah, for sure, mate. For sure. If the consistency is there and the belief, then yeah, can't see why it can't work.
Mm. Because ultimately, Sam, where has having that belief, right, that fear of failure that you told me about, where has that gotten you up until this point, man?
I'd say it's not really got me anywhere, bro, if I'm honest. You know,
Mm.
not trying anything and stuff like that. It's just not helped my situation at all.
You're saying that it hasn't had your situation at all. So then if we continue to sort of let that fear of failure hold us back, then Sam, where do you feel like that's going to lead to?
Yeah, if I keep going how I am, then I'm definitely not gonna get anywhere, and things are just got to stay the same, and yeah, it's definitely something that I don't want.
Something that you don't want, right? Because right now, the way I see it, there's two versions of Sam, right? There's this version of Sam over here, the version of Sam that we've seen for the last year, the one that lets the fear of failure control his decision making, doesn't take action, and essentially makes the problem of, you know, affecting those relationships with his kids and his missus just build and get even worse. Then over here, we have a new version of Sam, a version of Sam we haven't quite seen yet, right? But this version of Sam, he pushes that failure aside, tells it to fuck away off, right? And he actually does take action today, does try to, find something that works for him, that he will put the work in so that he can actually get that time back and fix those relationships with his missus and his kids. Which version of yourself, Sam, do you want to be going forward from today, man?
Yeah, definitely a new version, brother.
Why? Why the new version as opposed to the version of yourself that you've been over the last year?
Just because, man, I just do not want to go back to how I've been going these past years, and that new version of me, that sounds like somebody that I could really become, and it just sounds a whole lot better than the
Hmm.
old version.
I get that, but I mean, why not just be the first version? You've been the first version for so long. Why not just continue to stick it out for another few years and just see what sort of path that leads you down?
Nah, I just can't do that, bro. Like, I feel like my with the effect it's having on my relationship with the missus and the kids, I just don't want to keep going down that route, man. I want to improve it now. I want to improve
Hmm.
it now.
So in order to actually improve it, then, right? You know, overcome that fear, solve those problems. What do you feel like you would need to be able to help you with that?
Um, I would say I probably struggle a wee bit on like sort of knowing what to do and stuff like that. So I'd say probably like maybe a wee bit of sort of guidance or something like that. Maybe would help.
Right? Awesome. And I mean, what do you mean by guidance? Like, break that down for me.
Just really like, probably having somebody there that, can hold me accountable and stuff. And,
Hmm.
if I get stuck or anything like that, then maybe somebody there that could maybe help me in that sense. And
Right.
what to do.
And like, do you feel like just having that, like, that teacher, that person to sort of guide you, help you, is that going to be enough to sort of solve the problem that you're dealing with right now and, you know, sort of fix the situation that you're in? Or do you feel like you would need anything else then?
I'd say probably I would need a good bit of information as well. Like, if I was, learning something, trying to learn something new, I would definitely need like the right information, plenty of it in order
Hmm.
in order to grow and stuff like that.
Right. So that information, like just sort of having like, you know, the information there so that you can actually learn and sort of, actually get an understanding of what you're doing. Is that what kind of what you're saying?
Yeah, 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 for sure, man.
Awesome. So essentially the guidance and the information, the knowledge, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I mean, Sam, right? Say for example, you're in a classroom, right? The way I like to look at learning something online is like learning a new language, right? Picture yourself in school, French classroom, right? You have a book in front of you with all this stuff, in French. Don't ask me, I don't speak French, but right, you have that, but then you also have the teacher in the room teaching you all this shit off this page, right? Who else is in the room with you apart from the teacher?
Yeah, all the students win with me as well.
So let's say you're stuck, right? And like the teacher can't maybe answer your question or hold you accountable, as you said, right? Who do you feel like in the class then would be able to do that for you?
Probably myself as well, like, and then the other classmates around me.
Awesome. So like, do you feel like, having that like class of people around you helps in, learning French, for example, then learn the language?
Yeah, yeah, for sure, mate. Because if they can help if they out type of thing.
Yeah. So like, say if you had that in the online space, then, everybody helping everybody out, like a community of people as opposed to a classroom of people. Do you feel like that could benefit you in any way?
Yeah, for sure, man. Like, yeah, if there was a big community there, then I couldn't see why, like, I couldn't get that help. Maybe if the coach was busy or something, like the teacher was busy, then
Hmm.
I've got all those other people as well that I could maybe ask if I got stuck. So yeah, I feel like it definitely would help.
Awesome, man. And like all those things then combined, I mean, what do you feel like that would do for you then? Do you feel like that's enough to, overcome the fear?
I feel like I'd definitely be moving in the right direction, brother. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome, man. Like in terms of moving in the right direction, then, right? Let's say you overcame the fear. You had all those things in place, then, right? That knowledge, that community, that guidance. Where do you feel like you could hypothetically see yourself? Let's say, for example, 6 months time, if you had all those things in place, man.
Yeah, well, if I had all that, then I feel like I could definitely, step down my hours from work and,
Hmm.
gain back that precious time that, I've been wanting with my kids and my family. And yeah, just probably being like a lot more happier as well.
Beautiful, man. I mean, it's awesome to see that you want to. That's the top priority. Getting that time back with your family. But if you've been putting in the graft for the last 6 months with all those things in place, I mean, do you only want to be cutting down the hours, or like, do you want to be sort of thinking about maybe leaving your job?
Yeah, to be fair, if I could get out of the job, then I definitely would, man. I've had my fair share of cutting hair over the years, and yeah, I definitely want to step away from it at some point.
Beautiful. And like, once you do, leave that job, say for example, 6 months down the line, what sort of opportunities do you think that's going to open up for you in terms of, actually getting time back with your kids? How is that going to look like for you?
Yeah, man, it would definitely be good. Like I would be able to, do so much more with the kids and, build that relationship back with the missus and, just be like a really happy family, mate.
Hmm, beautiful. And like, say for example, right, you do quit your job, you do get that time back with your missus, with your kids. What is like a dream day in the life of Sam working, actually at home look like for you? Run me through it.
Yeah, so dream day, I would say probably kick things off, getting up, getting maybe some work done in the morning, getting the kids up, seeing what maybe sending them off to school, taking them off to school, and
Hmm.
then, getting back, spending some time with the missus, some one-on-one time that we don't get much of. And then obviously once the kids are back from school, getting them, maybe going out and doing something with them, like something that they enjoy. Like, as I said, taking them to a soft play for them to go and play.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, just having a really good day, man. And coming home, making dinner, yeah, just really enjoying my time with them all.
Actually being present as opposed to
Yeah,
being in work.
yeah, actually being there and being a father, being a father.
Well, really picture it, man, then, right? Imagine, you're waking up in the morning, feeling happy, you're feeling good, looking forward to the day ahead, do a bit of, work, and then, you're lifting the kids from school, you're taking them bowling or soft play, you're getting that one-on-one time with the missus. I mean, what's the vibe like for you? How are you feeling whenever this is all going on?
Yeah, I mean, I'd definitely be buzzing with it. Like, I'd feel a lot more happier with myself.
And like, is that just you gonna be happier, or like, is the missus gonna be happy that you're finally around, or the kids gonna be happy that the father is finally there?
Yeah, mate, I feel like everybody would be benefiting off it. Like, I'd hope my energy would spread around.
Hmm, beautiful one. So like, is that the sort of father that you want to be remembered as then? The one that is around? The husband that is there and does spend that time?
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure.
All right, man. And those goals are awesome, right? It's great that you want to put your family first, your happiness first, their happiness first. But how does it sit with you right now, right? That these goals aren't achievable. You aren't able to achieve these goals because of a job that's taking you away from actually having these goals.
Yeah, bro, it's not good to be fair. It feels quite shit, and it just kind of ignites the fire inside me that I do really want to get a change on the go here, and start working towards a better life.
Mm, mm. I mean, I noticed the drop in your tone there, man. I mean, you seemed pretty happy when you were telling me about the things that you want to do. I mean, now your voice does not sound anywhere near as happy as it was a minute ago. I mean, what's sort of going through your head?
Yeah, bro, I feel like it's just taking me back to what actually life is just now, and you know what, it was all good thinking about all that stuff. But as you said, I've not actually got it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like I've just deeped it a wee bit there, and yeah, doesn't feel too great.
Is it that reality check that you maybe needed?
I feel like it definitely was, man. Like realizing that, this is my situation now, and this is something that I've got to change 100%.
Mm. In order to actually change them on, we're talking about leaving your job, right? That's like the foundation of you actually being able to live this life, right? In order to actually, replace your income as a barber, what do you feel like you would need to be pulling in every month?
Um, I'd say I'd probably like to start. I'd 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 love to start making like, five, maybe upwards of like 4 or 5 grand a month or something like that.
Hmm.
And then obviously from there, I'd just love to scale it up to even higher amounts.
Awesome. And like, what do you feel like scaling will allow you to do then, as opposed to just making the 4 or 5K that you do in your barber job right now?
Yeah, if I had a lot more than that, then I would be able to do so much more things, like even going on holidays with the family and stuff like that. Like I'd be able to supply for them as well.
Love that, man. I mean, always putting the family first. You must be a really big family man.
Yeah, man. For a man that's not around so much, definitely a big family man, bro.
Yeah, I can really see that. Man, you were telling me that you want to be sort of making that sort of money, right? You know how much it takes, how much hours it takes right now to pull in 4 or 5K, right? Ultimately, dedication, time. So in order to be pulling in 10K a month, then are you aware that it is also going to take a lot of time, dedication, persistence so that you can do that?
Yeah, yeah, I do know that it's not just got to get given to me on a plate. Like I've definitely got to work for it.
Mm. And like, are you the type of person that's ready to work for it now then, as opposed to putting it off?
Yeah, I'd say now I'm definitely in that sort of mindset of, wanting to change now, and I've got to make something change.
Mm. And like, why now do you feel like you need to make something change then, as opposed to, you know, over the last year?
Yeah, I just feel like I've really deeped everything that's been going on around me, and it's just something that I can't put to the back of my mind now, and it's just always it's like the first thing I think of when I wake up in the morning, last thing I think of when I go to sleep at night.
Hmm.
Definitely a good realization I've had, but I've now got to put that into place and actually take action.
Yeah. And in terms of what you're saying, they're like putting that into place then, right? Obviously, these dreams, right? Everyone dreams. But
Mhm.
when did you actually start sort of thinking more deeply about making these dreams a reality? And as you said, putting them into place, these goals that you're talking about.
Yeah, I've probably been thinking that for maybe a few months, 4 months, something like that.
Right, okay. So, I mean, 4 months, man, right? Another way to look at it, that's 120 days, right? 120 days that you've got up every single morning out of your bed and went to that barber job with those dreams being in your head, but not in your life. What do you feel like it's already cost you that these dreams in your life?
Yeah, it's definitely cost me a lot of, missed opportunities with my kids
Mm.
and my missus. And yeah, just really like probably a lot of time I've missed out on as well.
So what, memories and time? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, yeah, for sure, man.
And tell me something. What is one thing that, I mean, I guess you're never going to be able to get back then?
Yeah, it's time, mate. It's time.
Time. Exactly. And another thing, man, time and obviously memories is huge, right? But another way to look at it, you told me that you wanted to be pulling in, like 10K a month once you scale, right? So, you know, 10K a month, you've been looking to make that, say, over like the last 4 months, right? That's 40K you could have pulled in over those last 4 months. I mean, How many holidays do you think that could pay for with your kids and your missus?
Yeah, yeah, I could have been on a first time for sure, man.
Mm. So how does it sort of sit with you then that you have missed time, money, and memories that you're never going to be able to get back?
Yeah, it's quite frustrating to be fair. Uh, Now looking back, I wish I just, took that step earlier and, just been like that to myself, like, this is it. This is what's
Mm.
got to happen. But in reality, I've just not took action and just been letting it go on and on. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's quite frustrating to think of it in that sense.
So if you're feeling frustrated now, then Sam, what's it going to look like if we continue to let this go on, like you said, you know, say for another 3 or 4 months? What's it going to cost us then?
Yeah, if I keep going on like this, then it's just going to cost me more, money missed out time, memories, just
Mm.
more of that.
And is that something that you want, man?
Definitely not, bro. Definitely not.
So like you're saying then that that fear of failure that's been holding you back has already cost you time, money, memories. Going forward, it's only going to cost you more of what it's already cost you. You
Hmm.
said that that's something that you don't want, right? So, I mean, what do you feel like needs to happen today then so that we can avoid jumping in this same cycle and repeating what has already happened?
Yeah, I've got to take action, bro. Need to start now.
You need to start now, man. I mean, that's true, but I mean, I'm not pointing a gun to your head. I'm not forcing you. So, I mean, why do you feel like you actually need to start doing that?
Just so I can gain back that time, bro. Like, obviously not gain it back 'cause it's lost, but gain back in that missed time that I have,
Hmm.
gain back, gain back my work, and so I'm able to be around more
Hmm.
and yeah, just really be more present.
Awesome, man. And like, do you feel like you're actually going to be able to achieve that then? Those goals that you told me about, without first of all actually overcoming that fear, without number one putting in the work, like you told me that you need to do, and without number two, the community, the knowledge, and the guidance that you told me that you needed earlier.
Yeah, if I never had those, then no, I wouldn't be able to achieve that, bro. No.
So why do you feel like you need those things then to be able to actually achieve that?
I feel like I need those because, it's something that I've never really had. And
Hmm.
if I did have those, then it would definitely help me a lot on, my problem of, disbelief and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like, yeah, it would definitely help me out in that sense and help me push on and be the man I want to become.
Well, in terms of helping you out, Sam, based on everything that you've told me, on this call, where you're at right now, where you actually want to get to, out of that situation that you're in of being sort of like a disappointing father figure right now, you know, not the best boyfriend that you want to be, and actually fixing those relationships. I do feel like you're going to be a good fit for this. That we are actually going to be able to help you moving forward from today. I mean, Sam, do you want me to actually run you through what the next few months could look like for you and how it is that we can actually help you if you decided, take action and move forward today?
Yes, please, brother. Yes, please.
Beautiful, man. Awesome. That's what I love to hear. All right. So the very first thing that I want to touch on, right, is essentially us teaching you the foundation, right? The way I like to look at the foundation is essentially building the knowledge. It's like learning how to box before jumping into a boxing ring. So the way we actually sort of implement that for you, man, right? It's like think of the Netflix series that the missus is forcing you to watch them in, all right?
Mhm.
But instead of, episodes that drag on for 2 hours, they're just wee quick 10, 15-minute videos, right? Closer to maybe the TikToks or the Instagram reels that I know for a fact you're guilty of scrolling at the minute, right? So basically what you'll do is you'll watch the videos, take some good notes, understand those notes, and then take a quiz after, say, every section. or think of it like the Netflix series every season. All right. And then, you'll be able to get certified, essentially get a stamp for, the fact that you've actually took on the information. So how do you feel like having that structure's gonna benefit you?
Yeah, I feel like that would definitely help, bro. As you said, the fact that the videos are short and, you know, not long videos, it definitely help because I feel like, I can make my way through them quite easily and, take good notes and the,
Hmm.
fa- the fact that there's quizzes at the end as well, testing your knowledge and you're actually, picking up the information that you're learning, that would definitely be good, I think.
Awesome, man. Like, do you feel like having that there is gonna essentially help you get closer to your goal then?
Yeah, I definitely feel like it would.
Awesome. Because what do you feel like would happen then if, say, you didn't have that structure in place? What could go wrong?
Yeah, if I didn't have that, then, I would be like not really knowing what to do with myself, like looking for the wrong information pretty much. And yeah, just not really knowing where to go and stuff like that.
Mm. And yeah, obviously, I'm glad you see the sort of benefit of having that structure there. But obviously, no one's perfect either, right? Sometimes you might feel yourself getting lost or stuck. And that's where the teacher comes in. You know, the way we were talking about like learning French earlier, right? This is where the teacher, the coaching comes in. So what we actually have for you, Sam, is almost 20 coaching calls every single week, Monday to Friday, right? And there you can actually jump on, ask any questions that you might have. Jump on, say you're struggling with something, just ask the coach and he'll be able to answer your question, get you on the right path so that you don't feel stuck and do keep pushing forward. How do you feel like having that teacher, that coach is going to benefit you, Sam?
Yeah, that'll be fucking class, man. Like, having that person there that I can go to if I ever get stuck and stuff like that. Yeah, it definitely helped me out a lot, I feel.
Why would it help you out then? Because I mean, let's say you didn't have that then. What do you feel like would go wrong or what would happen?
Yeah, if I never had it, then, I would just get stuck and I wouldn't be making any progress because I wouldn't know how to get by the obstacle and having that person there that would help me get by it. So yeah.
Beautiful. Glad you're saying that. Because I mean, man, obviously the coaching is great, right? And having those calls, 20 calls, fantastic. But I know that you're a busy man, right? That you're working all these long hours, told me 12-hour days. So what we actually do for you then, Sam, is all the sessions are recorded and you can jump onto the portal and essentially just watch those calls back whenever you get a free minute. Say, for example, you're in the gym, you can just put them on an AirPod and listen back to them. How do you feel like that's going to help you, being able to watch them in your spare time?
Yeah, that would definitely be good. As you said, I'd probably be quite busy with trying to get on the live ones depending on what time they're at. But
Mhm.
yeah, the fact that if I miss any that I can go back and watch them, then it means I'm not missing out on any information. So yeah, that would be great.
Awesome. Because man, obviously having the coaching, fantastic, right? It's going to be able to answer all your questions. But let's say, for example, one of the coaches is maybe sleeping or has something on, family event, can't answer your question, right? And you're sitting there stressing, where the fuck, what am I meant to do, right? Do you have anyone right now, in your circle of friends or anyone that you know that maybe you could reach out to and ask if something goes wrong, maybe you don't understand something?
No, not really, bro. No.
So, to solve that problem, right? What we actually have for you then, because obviously you don't have anyone right now, right, to reach out to if there is a problem. We actually give you 800 members within our community that you can reach out to if you do find yourself, stuck with something that the coaches maybe can't answer. Think of it like a Facebook page, right? Do you use Facebook?
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So on Facebook, right, one of the key features is actually making friends, building connections. Same way as here, man. You're able to just jump on, send a follow request, and talk away to the person. ask
Mhm.
questions, and they're able to do the same, from you. Once you get that experience, that knowledge, there's no reason as to why these people won't reach out to you, right? How do you feel like having that community is going to help you, Sam?
Yeah, that would definitely be good, bro. Like you said there, 800. That's fucking some amount, man. So I would be fucking short for. I wouldn't be short for, trying to find anyone to help me out.
Mm,
And as you said, if the coach is busy, then I can always reach out to somebody and then I would probably there's bound to be one in 800 that's, could answer my question, like so.
for
Yeah,
sure.
definitely be good. Definitely be good to have that.
Because like you see, the people being present in the community, both the coaches and the actual members. Do you see how having them is going to ensure that you don't fail and that you do reach your goal?
Yeah, for sure. Because at the end of the day, they'd all kind of be in a similar page as me, like, wanting to achieve some sort of goal and
Yeah.
we just all help each other out and stuff like that. So yeah, being in a big community like that would be class, man.
Like in terms of being, in the same sort of position as you, right? Let's say, for example, you were learning how to play football, right? For the first time ever. Would you prefer to have 10 footballers around you or like 10 boxers, for example?
Yeah, I would probably prefer the footballers
Why, man?
just because they know what they're doing.
Yeah. So, like, obviously you want to be successful here. You want to get that time back with your family. I mean, do you feel like having 800 people then that maybe have similar goals, maybe giving back to their family or just actually just living a better life as opposed to the one that they're living right now is actually going to help you get to your goal then?
Yeah, yeah, for sure, man. That would be class.
Why would it be class?
Just because, everybody's there and, we can all chat to each other and then if somebody's stuck on one thing or if I get stuck, then everyone else is there to help me. I would never be, short. I would never be, stuck for too long on one thing and I'd be able
For
to keep.
sure. For sure, man. So, like, a bit of a random question, Sam, but I mean, what would be the point of you having all these things? Of us giving you all these things, the community, the coaching, the knowledge, if we didn't actually show you how to reach your goal with it, make money so that you can actually leave your job and get that time back with your family, would there be much point?
Nah, bro, no, not really.
It would be like taking you through uni for 6 years to be a doctor and then not actually going to get a doctor's job, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, man. So what we actually do for you, right? Make sure that these skills and all these tools that you just used don't actually go to waste. What we do is there's actually you remember like the modules, the seasons that I talked about earlier in the Netflix series.
yeah.
So there's actually an entire section of one of those seasons modules, whatever way you want to put it, that teaches you exactly how to get a role, how to actually make the money that you're coming in here to make, right? So that you can then use that money to reach your goal. Do you see what I'm kind of getting at?
Yeah, yeah. That'd be that'd be,
Beautiful.
that'd be great, man.
Beautiful. Because, yeah, obviously we teach you. That's one side, right? But the really big benefit that I wanted to address to you, man, right? This is the my favorite part personally, right? Obviously, ABC, it's a big agency, right? We work with a lot of creators, other communities. So if we see that you actually are standing out amongst these 800 members, that you are holding yourself accountable, putting in the work every day, sky's the limit, right? We can actually outreach to those companies for you if we feel like you'd be a good fit and essentially get you a job fully suited to you, fully remote, fully working from your laptop in the house. How does that sound?
That sounds class, bro. That sounds amazing.
And like that is obviously amazing, right? But why is it so amazing for you? Why would that be so good for you?
Just so that, I can actually start and get out of my job, man. Like get out of, working these 12-hour shifts, mate. And, going remote would be absolutely mint. I could be at home while with the kids and, still working at the same time. Like that just sounds so good.
Great, man. Because yes, we can actually outreach to these communities for you, right? To these creators. But now, I might have lied a wee bit. This is my favorite part, right?
Mm.
What we can actually do for you as well, if we see that you really are standing out within those 800 people, not just standing out, like I mean really standing out, right? What ABC can actually offer you is a role with them, fully tailored to you, fully remote. How do you think that would be?
Yeah, bro, that would be fucking unreal, man, to be fair.
Do you feel like that's going to be the goal then? Getting that sort of position so that you can work remote and then actually reach the goal that you told me that you wanted to reach?
Yeah, bro, I feel like it definitely would be. Like if I could get in with the agency I joined through, then yeah, that would be nuts, man. That would be crazy.
Fantastic. So, I mean, based on everything we spoke about then, right? What sort of really stood out to you, in terms of actually helping you overcome the fear that you have right now that's stopping you from actually reaching this goal that you told me about?
I think it was just like, the fact that I've been in that position for so long and not done anything about it. I feel like you really opened up my eyes to that, and now I feel like there's no way I can go back to being how I used to be, and I
Hmm.
definitely need to change, and I've realized how important it is to do that.
Yeah. And like, I'm great. I'm really, really glad that you're saying that, man, right? But in terms of actually changing, do you feel like there's actually anything missing from, what it is that we can actually give you? Or do you feel like that's all that you need?
Um, no, to be fair, you've covered quite a lot there, and I can't really think of anything else that I would need. Like I feel like I would have everything I want. So no, I feel like I'd have it all.
Beautiful. So, I mean, I'm gonna put the ball in your court then. Where do you want to take it from here, son?
Um, I want to get started, bro. I'd love to get started, man. Like, what's the next step?
Easy, man. Well, I mean, the next step is the onboarding process, right? But before we get to that, right, in order to actually get access to all these things, right, the community, the guidance, the knowledge, and then placing you in that role as well, it is going to come down to an investment of £6,000.
Right, bro. Right. Fuck, that's quite a lot of money, man. Um, I'm not sure. Like, I'm not sure. That's quite a lot. Like,
Whenever you say it's like quite a lot, is it like the fact that you don't see this getting you to your goal, like you don't see the value behind all these things, or is it that you just don't have the money right now then, Sam?
um, yeah. No, I definitely do see the value. But yeah, as you said, times are quite. I know I'm working quite a lot, but times are quite tough and having to
Mm.
split with the family and that. So I'm a wee bit tight on money. I don't know if I'd be able to afford the full 6 grand.
Mm. So like money aside then, if you had the £6,000 in your bank account today, would you put it down?
Yeah, for sure, man. If I had it there, then yeah, I would definitely probably invest.
Beautiful. Well, I mean, I'm glad you're saying that at least because, you know, I'm glad that you see this is going to be able to help you get to your goal, right? Overcome that fear. How much are we sort of dealing with right now then, Sam? I mean, you're saying that you don't have the full 6 grand. What do you feel like you would be ready to sort of put down today so that we could actually get you into the community and get you started so that we don't waste any more time?
Yeah, well, I've got. I would say I've got. I think. I think I've got a couple grand in the bank just now, and obviously I think I've got my wage slip coming in soon.
Hmm.
So yeah, after that I would maybe have about 2/3 of the money. But if we're talking just now, then I I feel like I think I've got a couple of grand right now.
All right, man. And would you be ready to sort of invest that couple of grand into yourself then and actually start today?
Is that? if that's an option, bro, then yeah, mate, I don't see why not.
I mean, yeah, man. I mean, we can make it an option just so, at the end of the day, we are here to help you, right? We don't want you wasting any more time. So even if that means, putting down whatever you have down today, then paying off 2/3 of it whenever you get the rest of the pay slip in, and then paying it off, whenever you have the rest of the money,
Hmm.
I'd be happy to let you get started today. How does that sound?
Like, bro, yeah. Well, yeah, if we're allowed to do that, then yeah, let's go for it, man.
Beautiful. So, do you want me to take you through that onboarding process now?
Yeah, bro, let's go for it, man.